Welcome, everybody, to the Cin-City Heartbreakers. I'm Josh.
I'm Dan.
And we've been playing fantasy football together for 30 years. And for the last 6 years, we've been doing high stakes fantasy football in the NFFC as a team. So, Dan, have you recovered from Expo weekend?
Man, I love the Expo. We talked about it last week, our second year at the Expo, kind of how we started this journey, meeting Joe and just snowballed from there. What a great week. We met a lot of people. It was a ton of fun. I'm not going to lie. I am happy to be home because I think I slept about 8 hours in 3 nights and my liver was screaming by the end of it. But man, what a great weekend. Like I said, we met some really cool people, some really cool ideas, and we might talk about them during the show. I know a lot of them subscribe to the channel, so might get the opportunity to talk about what they're doing. But man, people just out there hustling and grinding, and just a great industry, man. Everybody was so cool this week.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I like the most about Expo weekend. We've gone up there 2 years in a row now, and everybody's cool. And whether you go to a Scott Fishbowl live event, you go to the Expo, where there's a lot of people from the industry there, people from XM Radio. They're live. Channel 87's live from there for most of the weekend.
Yeah.
They're doing the Kings Classic drafts live on the radio. It's just a great atmosphere, and everybody's cool, and it's a really neat community, because it doesn't matter what company you work for or what you're trying to do or where you're trying to take your product. Everybody there is trying to help each other and interacting well. So that was what I thought was really cool both years. The hustle that the people put into it is great, and I can always respect the hustle.
I'm glad you brought up the Kings Classic, because that might have been my favorite part of the weekend. And if you don't know, you get tickets. I think they're included with all the packages, or maybe the top 2 or 3 packages. But you get tickets to the Hall of Fame, and which is cool in itself. If you haven't been in the Hall of Fame, you got to do it at least once. I know I've done it 3 or 4 times now, and I see something new every time I'm there. But in the kind of outside the shops there in the Hall of Fame, they have some drafts going on. They have the Kings Classic, so it's like 12 of the best industry guys, the kind of the expert guys, the guys you hear on XM Radio, and they got a fans one as well. But we snuck in. There are 14 team leagues too. Like, they are ridiculously hard. So I know we talked about Jim Coventry, our buddy, who we got to see a few times this weekend, and he was all giddy to tell us about his teams. But we got to go in and watch that auction draft. And I've done fantasy football for 30-some years, Josh. I think I've done 2 or 3 auctions, and I wasn't any good at them. But to go in there, and they had the live auctioneer, and they had all those guys that you hear on the radio, and they were all just giving it to each other. And at the same time, they're also broadcasting on XM, which was like right over our shoulder. And I'm like, I don't know how those guys can pull all that stuff off. It was really neat to see.
We got Steve G in the chat right now.
Not that XM guy. It was different XM guy.
Oh.
Yeah, that was really cool to see that and see how they interact with each other.
Well, 14 teams. You're doing an auction draft. You've got the auctioneer, and then you've got the guy that's doing the radio show sitting right next to the table that's got all 14 people. And I'm sitting there trying to pay attention to the auction draft, and I can hear what this guy's talking about over here. And you've got the auctioneer going. You're trying to read everybody's face in the room and see, it's a pretty hardcore poker match they had going on there. So that was a fun couple of hours that we got to spend doing that.
Yep, definitely. If you can get out towards Canton, Ohio, there's not a whole lot there, but so a couple really cool restaurants and a couple really cool events. And it was a good 3 days, but I was dragging. I was dragging at work this morning. I ain't gonna lie, Josh.
Yeah. Well, you know what keeps me going and, got me out of bed this morning was the fact that I think after tomorrow, all of the NFL teams will have reported to camp, which means we're going to have,
I think you're right.
We're going to have breaking news. I got some breaking news today on my phone. It was the first time that I had heard that app go off in months, and it just made my heart feel good.
So make sure you overreact. Just overreact, because this news right here is probably the most important news of the year.
Everything. Did you get that same alert on your phone, Dan, or have you not updated?
I don't know which app you're talking about, but I think I silenced them because I was just getting too many.
The fantasy life app is so quick with the injuries and things like that.
Yeah, every little nick.
So yeah, it's training camp though, so we try not to overreact. But I think that maybe the people in Indianapolis got some news today that they
I was listening about that. Yeah, Danny Dimes. It sounds like he's going to be good to go. I think, did he go on McAfee? I heard. I didn't get to see the interview yet.
Yeah, he went on McAfee and he said he's good to go to start training camp. No restrictions. That's what he said. So
man, I know we talked about this a lot, like me and you, because we're kind of on the fence about Jonathan Taylor. I think we both like Downs, and he's shooting up the board. Remember how good the Colts were those first 7 or 8 weeks with Danny Dimes? I mean, if we see that again, I mean, Alec Pierce and Downs are a hell of a value, and JT is a good value too. I just worry, is he going to be as mobile as he was last year? I don't know what your thoughts are on
We're going to find that out real quick. So my fear was that he would be, limited in training camp. Steve G, that's your most drafted QB2. Over under 200
that's good
shares
value. And he's probably getting them super late too. So
oh yeah, especially if he was starting to draft him in February. No, like I love the fact that he's going to come out, and we're gonna get to see him doing work in training camp, get a feel for the speed and how he's moving. But I mean, you got to believe that he's good to go now. So that's awesome.
And Downs is one of those guys that just keeps going up a few picks every week. So I think that news is going to help him. And then, we saw a few guys hit the pup list today. And
Downs is going up, and Pierce is going down.
Dude, I don't need I had your crap jokes the last 3 days. I'm about sick of you already.
Oh man.
No, we saw some guys hit the pup list, and I mean, no surprises there. Alec Pierce hit the pup list, but I think it's still good for his value to see Danny Dimes there. But did any of the pup list guys shock you at all, Josh? Kittle, Kraft hit the pup, Pierce, did any of that? I mean, we thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, and the thing about Joe Brown says Tyler Warren wheels up. He's been
wrong,
waiting
Joey.
on that. So I think we all kind of expected them to start off on the pup. It's the thing that everybody's got to remember is the training camp or the preseason pup is different from regular season. If you start the season on the pup, what's up, Pete? Wish you could have been at the expo this weekend. It would have been good to get to meet you and hang out. But maybe next year. A lot of respect to you and all the work that you do. But yeah, so if you start the season out on the pup, you got what, 6 games? If I'm not mistaken.
If it's on the regular season, it's 4 or 6. I can't remember. But obviously, now you can bounce off of it with no issues.
Yeah, so they can,
they're going to put them on there if there's anything. Yeah.
So yeah, I expect both of those guys to come off. Maybe I don't know, 2nd week, 3rd week of August, they'll come off there enough time.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to see what Kittle and Kraft do. I feel like Kraft's going to come off it earlier, and I know Kittle's talking a big game, but I'm still nervous that he starts the season myself.
Dude, that guy jumped out of bed and killed a spider like 2 months ago. So, I mean, I don't think Kittle's done any backflips yet, but he's there. I myself, if Danny Dimes can come back from an Achilles, Kittle can come back from an Achilles.
Yeah, you're not wrong
it's Tucker's ACL that makes me a little nervous, but it sounds like he's good there too.
Yeah, like you said, we're just going to have to watch the next couple weeks. What'd you think about I know we heard the news on the way home, but we really didn't talk about it. What'd you think about Jacoby getting paid finally?
Good for him. I mean, the Cardinals, they weren't in any kind of spot to really not pay him. He knows he's starting the season and he wasn't being paid as a starter. And so good for Jacoby to get some money. Hope he goes out there and crushes it. You know, I hope that he's not a 10-week guy.
Yeah.
And their bye, I think, is week 13 this year,
I don't
13
know,
or 14. They might be with the Cowboys in week 14. You know, so that would not be good if Jacoby's out there lighting it up, but they want to they're not winning games, so they want to get a look at the rookie there, and Jacoby goes and sits down.
Yeah, I really like it because we have quite a bit of Michael Wilson. I feel like I think it's pretty good value where we've been getting him. So that I knew they were going to pay him at some point, but at least we can put that to bed early in the offseason. And, you know, we don't really take Marvin Harrison a whole lot. Maybe we should. That's a guy that we've really been fading. But what do you think about their number one running back this year, James Conner?
Well, Nathaniel Hackett is pretty excited for him.
He ain't going to be on the roster in a month. Everybody's flipping out on Twitter about that already. James Conner's going to be a Bengal. Some Bengals are signing somebody, not to be a homer, but like that would be a perfect fit. I don't even want to.
We got to quit being. I know where this is going. We got to quit being Bengal homers or people's.
No, I just think he's going to go to a team that needs a running back. Why keep 4 running backs? Him or Benson's got to go.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if he ends up on the Bengals. I think the Bengals did a ton of stuff outside of the norm when it comes to the front office this past year. It would be great for them to add some kind of from a real NFL point of view. We would like to see them in Cincinnati add another running back for some depth there. From a fantasy point of view, we don't want them to add anybody else. And if they want, they can send P. Ryan down the road and just give Chase Brown all the touches.
I agree. Somebody on the radio today said the Colts, and I'm like, man, that would do nothing but just hurt Taylor and do nothing else. But we'll see. Everybody's an expert.
If anybody was watching about a week and a half ago, Dan got really fired up.
Oh, Lord.
On our Fantasy Savvy Roundtable that we do on Thursday nights. And he proclaimed that Joe Burrow was going to break the touchdown record this year and throw 56 touchdowns. And today, Joe Burrow, I believe he heard about it, and he said, Dan, you need to reel it in.
He said 48. He said he can throw 48 touchdowns.
I mean,
what's that, 3 a game?
Ish. Yeah. I mean, he'll probably play 15 games, so a little more than 3 a game.
There you go.
So
another guy I wanted to ask you about this week, and I have yet to ask you about, is Malik Neighbors did not go on the PUP. And I know early in the season we took a couple shares, I think maybe 3rd round, but then he started falling to the 4th. I think he's going back up, isn't he? Or do you think he stayed right where he's
the last couple of OCs, he's landed there at the end of the 3rd round.
Do you think he sneaks back into the 2nd if he looks good? I mean, I think he has to, doesn't he? He was a pick 7 overall.
There'll be some people that maybe move out if he looks like he's full speed and there's nothing hampering his running or his cutting, then I guess he could steam back up maybe to the end of the 2nd somewhere.
I'm just curious. You know, we talk about it when we go to Vegas. That's when the receivers just, Pickens went from a 5th, 4th to 3rd and 2nd last year in Vegas. Like, is Neighbors that guy this year that ends up being at the end of the 2nd? Look what Lou just said. 5.3.
He got him 5.3 last night.
I'd take him there all day.
Man, that's real nice. Who the heck
I feel like every time we're in Vegas, he's always sitting next to us, and he always gets those guys that fall to him, and he never lets us have them.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, I got one more guy to ask you about.
What's up, Jameson? We got Jameson in the chat. Had a good time talking to him. Jameson's a big Bret Hart fan. You know, I think that what I found out this weekend is that a lot of people in fantasy football are also wrestling fans.
Yes.
And Jameson, I think, is more than a wrestling fan because he goes back and watches the old matches from the good old days when we were kids, Dan.
I could say I honestly didn't think I would say the words Val Venus last weekend, but I think we talked about it 2 different times.
I don't think we can tell that story on this show. Fantasy Savvy is PG.
Yes, Steve will get mad at us. And please, since we're talking about Steve, like and subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. He's been nice enough to let us do this. I know we got a bunch of people in the expo to sign up, so I'm hoping we got some new faces out there. There's our old buddy Jerry right there.
Yep,
Jerry, we'll see you in about what, 5 weeks?
5-6 weeks out in Vegas. Jerry and his son Kyle. They were 2 of the first people that we met out there in Vegas, and I think we've watched the Thursday night football game and maybe the Friday night football game with them every year since then. So, and even some on Sundays. So 2 good dudes. Nice to have
the year we met them. I think they won the primetime overall that year before. So they were coming off that title, and we didn't know who they were. They just started coming up and talking. So really, really cool dudes, and they do a lot of drafts. And we talk about being partners. Me and Josh, pretty much all of our leagues out there, with a couple exceptions of some smaller leagues, we're doing together. And I know Jerry and his son Kyle are doing. I don't think they do all of them together, Josh, but I think they do a good majority of their drafts together.
Yeah, they do. They do a lot of them together, and that's a really cool thing to see. Father-son combo getting to do that. So good for you guys. Good dudes. So
what's up, Duke?
We got Duke. Man, this chat is lit up. Dan, is there a big announcement tonight? Do we have a big announcement tonight?
I think we have a big announcement in about 10 minutes here, guys.
Oh yeah,
we got a special guest coming on. And the words, I think, in the text that Joe sent us, he's like, "You got who for your first ever guess?" And I don't know what we did to do that.
There's a rumor floating around, and I'm waiting to see if a certain guy gets in the chat, and we're going to address the rumor if he gets in there. So if anybody knows where Billy Waz is, you let him know that he needs to make himself known in the chat, because he was spreading rumors today about what the big announcement was.
Do you guys actually work during the day? Because I actually work during the day, and I look at my phone and there's 30 texts and tweets and.
So Billy was spreading it around the Illuminati that the big announcement tonight is that I was coming out as a Steelers fan, that I was gonna pull the orange and black off and don the Steelers colors, and that
may have helped.
Be more false.
I may have helped start that rumor.
Dan, with friends like you, I don't need enemies.
I would just be the first to say that Josh has never denounced the Bengals, and I do it at least 15 times a year where I say I'll never watch them again. So if anybody's going to leap, it's probably going to be me. All right, we got about 10 minutes, Josh. I want to talk about 2 more players real quick.
Okay.
So one, I know we just made the joke, don't overreact on the training camps. But I heard the word chicken legs today about Patty Mahomes. What do you think about him? I think he's going to be fine personally, but a couple pretty prominent names on the radio were really doubting that he's going to get the muscle for.
Did you see the video?
I saw it really quickly. Like I said, some of us worked during the day,
and he did look like he had chicken legs, but he also had, that brace he had on looked a little bit extreme. I don't believe that's going to be what he's playing in. They're not going to jump out there the first couple of days and be going full tilt. So, the NFL scheduled them for Monday Night Football. That's that's all we needed to know. First week, so he's going to be fine.
Yep, Jameson, I feel the pain. 43 years.
How did that not come up this weekend?
If you made it through the 90s, you can literally make it through anything. I think we lost 100 games in the 90s, Josh, like the worst ever decade for an NFL franchise.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes starting the season. He's going to start the season. I think he'll be fine.
But do you worry about his mobility at all? I mean, he lives on that mobility. I mean, he's always making plays.
I think that's going to be the one thing that I do worry about, his mobility and his ability to, these quarterbacks, they all have their natural tendencies, and the athletic ones have a, when they feel the pressure and there's not somebody immediately open, they know they can run and scramble and get away. And I don't know if Patty Mahomes is going to have that speed yet. So that's to be seen. But he's a veteran, and he's known for quite a few months now what he's going to have to do when he comes back, and knowing that he's probably not going to be at full strength. So
I'm sure he's going to be fine, but it's still a guy that, I mean, he's going pretty late, honestly. But somebody I don't think we have a single share of him, do we? I know we've got some Rashee Rice out there, but I'm just really not on the Chiefs passing game too much this year.
Yeah, in the drafts we've done, it's not where he's going, hasn't been a spot where we've taken him. We'll make a big deal out of it. We'll make a big deal out of it, Billy.
If you're coming out to the expo, bring some caffeine and bring a spare liver. That's the two things you're going to need out there. So I had one more guy that we really haven't talked about. I know we have a couple shares of him, but he's really been, I think he's pretty, not controversial, but I hear a lot of people having the discussion, and we know coach speak, and I don't buy it, but what's your thoughts on Jadarian Price, where he's going, I think about the 6th round right now? I do not buy 1% that they are not going to use this guy this year. You're not going to draft a first-round running back on a year after your main running back got hurt, and you're cutting the other running back, trading him, whatever. What's your thoughts on Jadarian? Because I think he's going to shoot up the boards before Vegas. I think he's going to go up 2 rounds maybe before then.
I think they're going to use him. They may try not to use him as much, but you got to believe that he's going to be quite a bit better than Helani, except for maybe the pass pro. Maybe that's where.
And that's and they said he was splitting snaps today. I'm like, it's the first week. I don't take any credibility of that, but I guess Emmanuel Wilson wasn't hardly even on the field, but Helani and him
he's also. I mean, if he's splitting snaps, if they started out with 50-50 touches, you got to figure by week 4 that's going to be changing. So
yeah, but you're right. I mean, he's got to be able to pass pro, and if he doesn't do that, we've seen that in the past. We got some good arguing going on in the chat. But all right, I lied. I got one more person that me and you've talked about. It's been a minute, but what do you think about this Jordan James becoming the number 1 or the number 2 running back behind McCaffrey? They're saying already. You buy it? You like the value where he's going?
I don't know. In the live stream last night that Paul and Maddie hosted, the 2 Niners running backs went back to back.
Oh, really?
I feel. Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll go with it.
I feel like San Francisco, their backups, we just never guess right, or it's just that string of injuries where you're getting 2 or 3 guys hurt and then you end up with whoever. But
yeah, I think maybe he gets a little more touches than we think, because maybe they try to use McCaffrey more in the passing game to keep him from getting so hit. He
I
didn't
know
have a lot of touches last year.
one thing is Garendo didn't have a single touch last year. I think he had like three kick returns or something like that. So it was just Brian Robinson. But man, he really didn't do a whole lot either.
Yeah, he's didn't get a chance to do much because McCaffrey had such a big season there. But
yeah, that may be right there, Billy. All right. While we're waiting for our special guest, Josh, I did want to do this, and we can continue it after our special guest leaves for the night. I pulled up, this is something me and Josh do quite a bit during the year, especially as we're getting closer and closer to September in Vegas. This is ADP, Josh, off the NFFC, which is pretty much the only place we're playing. This is not a draft. This is ADP, so don't get confused, everybody there. But this is ADP from the last 10 days. And I think it was 27 drafts. And, sample size is 30, right? So we're right there to sample size. So wanted to see real quick if there's anybody that just stood out to you or falling or going up.
I know. So Genty's still at 8.
He's kind of locked in that top 8.
But we saw him go at 4.
Oh yeah, he's
went as high as 4 now, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I might even be wrong on that. I think I may have heard somebody say that he went higher than that in a draft even. I'm kind of shocked that AJ Brown's still hanging out right there at the 14 spot, because I feel like I know I've seen him slide a little bit in a couple, but I've seen him go quite a bit higher than that. The back eight players there, Taylor through London, those guys are just about all interchangeable. Heard a few people say that it's a 16 player first round. Jay Wimmers.
Yep.
Jay's on top of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So 4 is Genty's men.
We'll see in a little bit, Steve. But yeah, on that back half, Josh, and it's something we talked about. It's still dominating green, but there's a little bit more yellow sneaking in there, and obviously AJ Brown helps that quite a bit. But 2 guys that I like quite a bit, and I know one of the guys is in the chat, probably the reason of this, but Abuka's now pretty much at the end of the second, if not mid-second, almost every draft I've been seeing. And then Devonta over here at 3-1. I've been seeing him sneak into the second round as 2. That's 2 guys that I've seen that I like the value. They may shoot up even higher, like we talk about receivers getting pushed up the board as we get closer to September.
What do you think about this? Is going to be a daily topic everywhere you go. It's going to be no doubt a weekly thing that we hit on here for the next few weeks. The guys in Jacksonville, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington, you can see them going back to back there at the end of the 5th round.
Most people are higher on Parker. That I'm not as big on Parker. I'm nervous about his playing time. I think he's a great talent. I'm doing more Jacoby Myers than anybody just because of the value. And it's been going, I'm trying to find him on here. He's been going about.
He's all the way. Later. That's what I was looking for. He's all the way down at the beginning of round 9.
Oh no, he's
13, 12.
About 2 rounds or about 3 rounds later.
Yeah.
I just, I like Jacoby because they brought him in specifically for Lawrence and for his accuracy. They paid him the money. I mean, he is a precise route runner. I mean, he's not going to be a huge touchdown guy, but I think they're in the 9th. I would rather have him in the 9th than Parker in the 5th. That's my opinion. I know you want to get some Parker shares. If he falls a little bit, maybe we'll grab him, but I just think that's so early that they're in the 5th.
So I think if you need a wide receiver and you think that whether it's Washington or Thomas is there, then cool. I still think you want Trevor Lawrence naked, though.
Don't say it like that. No, that's Trevor Lawrence by
That's what I
himself
said.
is the way to have Jacksonville's offense. I mean, that you're going to get the best of everything, and Trevor
I
Lawrence is
mean,
going.
yeah, I don't know. That's tough. And then you've got, so here's the thing that not a lot of people's talking about, or at least I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. So you've got those 3 wide receivers, but you've also got Brenton Strange. And then there's the talk about Hunter. So now it's just a hodgepodge.
I'm not buying
And
Hunter.
does that hurt Strange anymore? You think he's
I
able
like
to
Strange where he's
consistent
going,
floor?
but I think Strange can have some pretty low games. His floor is going to be pretty low, but I know that Trevor Lawrence looks for him in the middle of the field and in the red zone. So, you know me, I like to punt tight end, and I've been criticized for it before. But Brenton Strange, my number 1 tight end on several of my best ball teams. But I like Strange. I think if you pair him with somebody, especially like a Kittle or a Kraft, we talked about those guys that may start out slow. I think you could do a lot worse than Brenton Strange starting out the season.
Oh, hang on.
Are we
The bat phones.
Are we getting our guests ready?
All right. The link, for some reason, is not wanting to work. So let's, nothing like just going, we'll just go right off the rip here and do something new while we're live. That's fun.
We're football guys. We're not IT guys. I can tell you that. While you're doing that, I just want to talk a little bit and about the quarterbacks. I've been seeing Josh Allen in the 5th lately, which is crazy, but Josh Allen there in the 4th. You get Burrow and May in the 6th. Man, there's just so much value in the middle of the draft there at 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's what everybody's doing. And I think when we go to Vegas, those quarterbacks are going to get pushed down farther and farther. When we watch those expert drafts in Canton this weekend, we saw the same thing with quarterbacks just getting pushed down the board. So that's something I've been watching. I feel like a lot of guys want 7 or 8 players before they're getting that onesie position. And Josh, I did want to point out your kicker's in round 12 now. I think he's moved up about a round.
Man, just always tell me about the kickers.
You got that link sent back out?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep. Just send it.
Something else I noticed that was just kind of cool that I feel like every time I see the first defense, I see that the Texans and Rams go back to back. So they're there in the 12th and 13th. We haven't taken any defenses that earlier, but especially the Rams, man, they could just be so dominant this year. That could be just such an edge right there.
All right.
Dissipation is just killing me, Josh.
It is. We had 30 minutes of stuff to talk about, and we're at 35 minutes, anxiously awaiting. And we've already addressed the situation.
This is something, right. And I believe he's in the room.
He's in the room. So, without further ado, we've got a pioneer in the fantasy industry, a legend in the fantasy industry, 2001 Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame inductee and founder of the NFFC and the NFBC, Mr. Greg Ambrosius.
There we go. What's
How
up,
we
Greg?
doing, guys?
How we doing, Greg?
I was in a different studio. It was already over with, so I'm ready to go.
We got done quick.
Yeah, no, everything's good. Good to be with you guys, and I love what you guys are creating here. If you've announced it already, but
we haven't.
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. We were waiting for the man of the hour, and we were hoping that we didn't pull you off the pontoon too early this evening. If you're having good weather up there.
No, in fact, it's been terrible weather. If you've been watching the national news, Appleton, Wisconsin had a tornado touchdown, and it
Oh, wow.
kind of went through. That's 45 minutes from where I live. It went through our area, knocked out our power this morning and stuff, but then it hit Appleton, which, I mean, that's Green Bay, Appleton, Neenah area is a lot of big cities, and for that thing to touch down in there was crazy. But nobody's dead that I've heard of. But yeah, the weather's been terrible, so no pontoon ride for me tonight. But good to be with you guys for sure.
That's the storm that came through here about an hour ago with 60 mile
We're
an
getting
hour
it right
winds,
now.
and we were both sitting here like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's going to knock our power out. But
Yeah,
we
and I
made it.
find out this morning they said 140 to 160 mile an hour winds in Appleton. It was E3, so yeah, really really bad storm here in Wisconsin. We don't get tornadoes a whole lot. We got a lot of hills and stuff, but just a brutal storm today. But otherwise, everything's good. I mean, the NFFC
Good.
is cruising. The online championships are on freaking fire, and all these live streams are helping. So thanks for doing it.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
what I was going to ask you, Greg. Like the live streams have just absolutely taken off this year. I think I can watch a live stream of an OC every single night.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
sure
much.
numbers are up. Are you seeing a lot of new faces as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the live streams are going up. I mean, we've got promotional partnerships with different companies. So we got guys like Nelson, who's doing it for FTNFantasy.com. You know, RotoWire guys, Alan Sisleski on Thursday. I've done with Jeff Erickson, Chris. Those are all ones we've had. But it's you guys, it's the customers that are starting to live stream their own drafts, right? Paul Spiteri and Matt Modica, you know, they're starting to do a couple of them a week and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's really cool to see customers, and you guys know it's so easy on StreamYard right now. You just pop the board up there and such. So it's gone viral, and the days of, you know, paying a promotional partner to put a button or a link on their site and hope people see it and then eventually come over, forget that. The live streams are the new content in the fantasy sports area. Forget mock drafts. I mean, sorry, I've been on Sirius XM for more than a decade, but they still run some mock drafts. Forget that crap. You know, we want to see people who have skin in the game, and let's watch those guys and see how they build their roster and stuff like that. So, yeah, and as far as the numbers, I mean, the online championship, I mean, we have a meeting every Monday and we go through the numbers. I mean, we're up by 800 teams right now compared to last year at this time. I mean, there's 47 more drafts that have happened at this time than there was last year. We have 6 more drafting days this year because the start of the season is so late. So, yeah, fingers crossed, but we are very, very excited with the way things are going right now.
You know, Greg, 3-4 years ago, it would have been, I feel like it probably would have been taboo for the guys in the high stakes that, you know, to get on online and for to allow people to see kind of their strategy and how they're working and everything. And that's what's impressed me the most. And I think it says a lot about how the community, you know, everybody's still got a few little secrets here and there, but I think they want to see people get better and grow the high stakes community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the live events, we used to keep the draft boards out from Thursday, Friday into Saturday, and people like, they don't like that because they're seeing how I'm drafting and stuff, you know, and like, then all of a sudden when it got electronic and everyone was just passing draft boards back and forth anyways, people knew that they were being shared. And now I think the high stakes guys are trying to educate more people to get into this space, to understand we don't have anything special. We don't have a special trait. We just know football. We know how to build rosters. And after you do it for a while, you become part of the community that knows how to build a high stakes roster. And so I think the guys are really trying to educate more fantasy players who want to get into this space. You know, high stakes to you might be an $1,800 prime time. A high stakes to another guy might be a $350 online championship, and a high stakes to another guy might be a $150 cut line. Right. And so I think that Nelson and a whole bunch of other guys are saying, let's educate people. Let's get them in the door. I think they'll realize that once they do a 150, they'll enjoy it. They may want to do a 350. They win a league title. I'm going to step up to a prime time. So I think we're seeing a lot more of that. And then secondly, you guys know draft boards change from day to day, you know, week to week. So I don't think anybody's giving away any secrets right now. Certainly people are concentrating on some of their guys, but they do so many online championships that they're, you know, they don't want to have too many of the certain guys. So no, I think that so much changes between today and Las Vegas in September, that nobody's worried about being scouted at this point.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Greg, when Joe Carlton and Steve D'Angelo asked me and Dan about 6 weeks ago if we'd start doing a podcast on Monday nights, we were like, what's our niche? We haven't taken down that a prime time yet. Won a league. We haven't won the Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
We haven't won an OC. We've come close a few times and had some bad luck or some heartbreakers there in weeks 12, 13, 14 even. And so we thought, let's share with people how we work as a team in high stakes. And we got the idea to live stream a draft.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go, let's see if we can get some new people involved, and maybe we can get like 5 or 6 teams of tag teams, and we'll live stream, and we'll get new people involved. And I'm not going to lie, there was an ulterior motive there, Greg, that maybe we would get some weaker competition for me and Dan, and maybe we would take it down.
Yeah, there you go.
So on our first show, I let it slip and I mentioned it, and the next few live streams, people started saying, hey, I've got a partner.
Yeah.
Bingo Boys or Cincy Heartbreakers, and we're getting in. And well, Greg, this has totally backfired on me and Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, you wanna throw the teams up there? And
there you go. I like it. Look at that. Nice graphic.
So we're doing an OC, and there's 12 tag teams in it.
Yep.
We're calling this the tag team takedown, and this is just completely loaded. We joke around that there's 22 of the best high stakes players in the country, and then me and Dan. But Greg, when has there ever been a time where you got as many? This is a really cool concept because there's a ton of winners and just studs in this draft besides Team 12.
Yeah.
We'll kind of let you take it from there.
Yeah, we've never had a tag team before. We used to have, when we had live events in New York, Chicago, and Las Vegas, we would have 4 guys from each city compete, and the cumulative best ball score of those 4 players won the city title. Okay. And we did that for several years, and that was kind of fun, but there's never been a tag team, and nobody live streamed that back then because we didn't have such a thing as live streaming, So this is a cool concept. And when you brought it to me and you said, Dan and I want to have one team, and there's several other people that want to have other teams, I was thinking, I wonder who all has partners, And like you said, you let the cat out of the bag because this is a loaded field. But I think everybody is in the same boat here. I think, like you said, a couple other people are probably going to live stream that draft that night as well. And so people could watch your podcast and the live stream and then catch somebody else's to see how they competed as partners and how they thought through picks and stuff like that, and what they thought the other teams on either side of them were going to do. So I think this is fantastic, and I think a lot of people are going to watch this for sure. So I'll talk about the teams when you want, but I was bought in right from the get-go.
Nice.
And I was glad that you got 12 teams right away.
And that was our goal, is to see if we can get 6 live streams, which I think we have. So every live stream will have 2 sets of teams. So pick your favorite podcasters and watch what they're talking about, and then the next night or after that draft's over, you can check somebody else out. So my bad, by the way, Billy. I'll get your name spelled right. Josh gave me the names. We'll blame him.
It's Billy Waz. It doesn't matter if it's S or a Z, so no problem.
No, I think it's going to be super cool because, we might be talking about something and the other stream might be talking about something completely different, and we don't know it, or we might be agreeing. So pick your favorite pod, watch it live, and then try to watch the other 4, 5, 6, however many we get going. I think, Josh, we've got 6 probably lined up.
We've got 6 different ones, and we're just waiting on confirmation on the 6th one, and then we'll start posting that to Twitter, so that people can see it. We're gonna.
Hey, Billy, I was going to give that all away right here. Okay,
man.
trying to laud his accomplishments. You want me to tell you what's in this league as far as Hall of Famers and
Greg,
such?
you can
Let's
take
hear
it
it.
away.
Okay. So this is a loaded field, of course, but I love the concept. I didn't think you'd get 6 different live streams of 2 teams on each live stream. I think that's a fantastic concept. And you watch this baby grow. I bet you there's going to be other people that are going to want. Oh, I didn't even see that Dr. Roto is with Jay Wimmers. I love it. So, all right. So we got 2 Hall of Famers in here, right? Billy Wazowski and Chris Vaccaro. They were the initial inductees in 2013. They've been with us all 23 years. Both those guys started, I think, when they're in their 20s, and again became Hall of Famers right away. Billy Waz and Chris Vaccaro. We have 5 national champions. 2 have won the online championship, which is what this is going to be, an online championship. That's Billy Waz and Will Miles. We have Duke Viveros won the Silver Bullet 2 years ago, which is very, very prestigious. One shot for every team. And Chris Vaccaro and Kyle Hillesheim have won the primetime overall title. So those are the 5 national champions. We have 2 Platinum League. That's a $20,000 entry fee. League champions. Nelson's won it twice, Nelson Sousa. And Steve Girogalos won it last year. He's a defending champ. And Chris Vaccaro won a Diamond League as well. So I don't have final league titles for an online championship, but I got to believe that Nelson and Duke Viveros are probably leading the league or leading our competition in that one. But yeah, this is a very, very impressive league.
So Greg, our buddy Joe Carlton has the idea. He's going to do like a 10-minute video on each team, highlighting some of their accomplishments and just talking about them. But he's going to give odds to each team. What odds do you give Team 12? Because I want to put like $5 on Team 12.
It's kind of funny because when I was doing all of the looking up of everything, like, you know, Nelson's won 13 primetime league titles. Chris Vaccaro's got 11 league titles. So Chris and Lou Weber's got 15 combined. Nelson and Joey Brown have 15 combined. You know, I was going to ask you guys, what do you think your odds are of winning against this field here? Because this is a pretty stacked field. So, you know, I didn't want to do anything crazy, but could it be 15 to 1 maybe, or 12 to 1?
Oh, that's generous. I'll take that.
Well, what did you say the other day, Dan? 20 to 1 on us?
All right,
I just said I want to finish above 11th, and I'll be happy.
No, you guys will hold your own. You've had a good history yourselves. I mean, you know, have you guys on your podcast talked how you got into prime time and out to Las Vegas? I mean, you guys did well on those qualifiers and stuff, right?
Yeah. I don't know whether we talked about the qualifiers, but yeah, one year we won 4 of the $50 fan ball qualifiers for 4 primetime teams. That really helped us get going. I think that was our 2nd or 3rd year.
Yeah. I know. Remember, you came out to Las Vegas. I'm like, oh, you guys are the ones winning those those qualifiers. But the fan ball qualifiers are great, right? I mean, it's a $50 entry fee. Yeah. I mean, we've got them going every Friday night in baseball right now, and this is our 15th straight week of giving out free entries to the main event. So, you know, some people can't afford the main event, but $50, you win one of those weekly ones against 50 teams. There you go.
Yeah.
Let the smack talk begin.
There's the smack talk. We've got all the guys in a Twitter chat, and that was also awkward because I was like, hey guys, can anybody get this guy and this guy to follow me on Twitter so I can add him in this chat? But no, it's this is a really cool concept, and you know, the fact that we're getting to play with all these teams, all these guys, and they all jumped in and said that they liked the idea. That was really cool. You know, we look up to a lot of these guys, watch how they draft. We learn a lot from them, learn a lot from their from their live streams. So that's really cool. Greg, I'm interested to see how the draft goes, because we know when you get to New York and when we're out there in Vegas, you throw ADP out the window and you just go after it. Are guys going to treat this, are these teams going to treat this draft as, hey, we're playing for $1,500, but we're playing for $1 million worth of bragging rights? Or are guys going to be trying to throw that team together that can get the overall for $300,000?
Well, they're definitely going to be the bragging rights here because this is going to last for several years, and winning the inaugural of anything, right, is going to be prestigious. So I think they will be going to win this one. Every one of these guys is going for the 300,000 though as well. Every one of these guys plays for the overall, no question about it. I'll be curious on some of these teams, because they have different philosophies as far as drafting, and so
Yep.
I mean, I think Billy and Will, they obviously talk a lot. They live there, but there's other guys that haven't drafted together. Not that I'm saying, well, Billy and Will probably draft together, but there's teams that haven't drafted together, right? So I think it'll be interesting to see the debates on their picks and stuff like that. But absolutely, they're going for it. You talk about throwing ADPs out the window, and I love that. And that's what happens. That's where the silver bullet is so much fun to watch, because that's where you go get your guys, right? Like, you have one shot at that overall title with one team, and that's when guys do that. And they do it at Las Vegas, obviously, for the live events and the closer we get to the season. But to me, that silver bullet is one where you really see the guys that certain players are targeting, because that's their one shot at an overall title.
Yeah, we do love the silver bullet. And I don't want to put you on the spot, Greg. Was it 21 leagues last year?
It was 22. It was 264 teams, and this year it'll be 23 leagues and 276.
Nice.
And I think we can sell it out again this year, just like we did last year.
That's awesome. Just the one shot's what we like.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. Just build your team of your core guys and go after it.
Yep, definitely.
There's very, very few things in life that give you the adrenaline rush of going in and sitting down in Vegas.
Yeah.
Especially for the first time. And on Saturday morning, Greg announces the Hall of Famers, and you've got 3 of them at your table and 2 former primetime champions, and you look at each other and you're like, what did we get into?
I really love our history of the NFFC, and I honestly, back in the day, went to the World Championship of Fantasy Football, and they never brought up their champions, and I was like, I'm bringing mine up every year. I don't give a shit, if it takes 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I think people appreciate it, and I know a lot of people go, I want to be on that stage one day, and so when you've got 6 leagues in a room and you can bring up all the past champions, all the Hall of Famers, announce their accomplishments, I think people get a kick out of that. I had some people say, that took a little long. Who gives a shit? We're in Vegas. These drafts go through. And, I think this league with you guys too will just bring the camaraderie out in Las Vegas, right? Like, all these guys, but, Kyle and his dad will be there. Duke and Steve will be there. I'm sure a couple of Theo's going to be there. Dan's going to be, they're going to come up to you guys and go, great job. And it'll just be the added camaraderie, which is already great and off the charts in Las Vegas for you.
I think the live streams have added to the camaraderie and built friendships and given us all a chance to see the personalities. I mean, Spiteri and let me make sure I pronounce his last name right.
I think it's Modica. Modica. Yeah, is it?
And that's what last night he was.
And I've been announcing it wrong. Okay, good.
I always announce it wrong too, but. Those guys are characters, but they're great. They do a great job breaking down the teams and really enjoy their live streams.
Yeah. No, again, I appreciate everybody who's doing this. And I reached out to Paul and Matt and told them how great they've been doing. I listened last night. I thought it was fantastic with Chris. And it's all been good. Steve's been making a lot of guest appearances as well. I know he's drafting a lot. Steve, I know your daughter had her first birthday yesterday, which is congratulations to me. Steve, about a week after his daughter was born, contacted me and said, I've been watching the NFFC. I haven't played it. What do I got to do to get in there? And I start talking to Steve. Next thing you know, he's just in New York City, hanging out with all the guys. He's part of the team, and he just loves everything about it. So it's never too late to join the NFFC, guys. If you're watching this and you're thinking, jump on in. And again, the camaraderie is off the charts. That's the main thing. But the competition, it's damn good, and it is also off the charts.
Yeah. You got $25 best balls.
Yep.
Going all the way up to I don't know the highest dollar best ball league you've got.
Yeah, we got $1,300 live best ball leagues. Yep. And we have best ball 10s on our site, and so seriously, if you want to just do a $10 best ball, you can do it on our site. And we just got from $10 to $20,000 entry fees. That's what we have. So it's across the board.
If you're thinking about making the jump, just do it. Me and Josh you know, we had a friend here in Dayton that had won the baseball overall title about 4 or 5 years before we started.
Nice.
And he's like, man, why aren't you guys out there drafting in Vegas? You guys play a lot of fantasy football. You're good at what you do. And I just never thought in a million years I would ever do something like this. And Josh convinced me to buy a plane ticket. And I think did we buy one prime time and one bullet the first year, or two prime times?
Two prime times and a bullet.
We were absolutely addicted. Everybody out in Vegas, like Greg said, is so cool. Everybody will come up and talk, but it's such an adrenaline rush during those drafts. And then seeing that Hall of Fame ceremony and bringing everybody up, it's a little intimidating, but it's really, really cool. So if you get the chance if you can get to Vegas, get to New York, or even if you can just do it online, I highly suggest doing it. You will be addicted.
Yeah, and again, it's our 23rd year of baseball, football. Basketball is our 21st year coming up. You know, we've given away over $120 million in prize money. So, I mean, one of the big concerns for people is, do I get paid at the end of the year? And there's just no concern with us. Again, we've got a track record, 23 years. We pay as soon as the stats are finalized on that Thursday after week 17. So jump on in. But, yeah, we got some unique contests, different contests, and two of them have $300,000 grand prizes. This one included the online championship as a $300,000 grand prize. So jump in if you can. But yeah, the camaraderie is off the charts, and I enjoy, you know, that's the part that keeps me working, right? I love coming to the live events. I don't watch the onlines. Tom does, and Jeff does, and Brian does. I mean, but my job is to fill everything up and to greet everybody and make sure when you get out to Las Vegas, you don't have a concern about anything. The internet works, the draft boards work, the food's good, which it always is. The drinks are there. I mean, we just have drinks on demand, and go grab one if you want. I mean, that's the way it is. So.
You guys treat us all like kings, and you know, make us feel good while we're out there drafting.
Absolutely.
So Greg, here's one last thing. You hear about all these, you know, experts leagues and this and that, and then you see the draft, or you see a draft board, and then that's kind of the end of it.
Yeah.
So once the season starts, me and Dan are going to have, and all the teams, they may not know this yet, but by signing up for this, they've agreed to come on for 10 minutes at least one time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But we're going to do an update every week on the league, and that's going to be kind of how we recap the week's stats as far as the highs and lows from the NFL week and how it affected the teams in the tag team takedown. Yep. And so, you know, it's not going to go away. It's going to be out there every week for people to see and people to follow, and I'm sure the trash talk will ensue. You know, as Lou said, he already said that we're all just playing for second place. So he's and Steve D'Angelo's in there talking trash. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't thank you enough for jumping on board with it.
Yep.
And honestly, thanks to the other 11 teams for jumping in and you know, helping out two guys here that, you know, was just trying to win a league. And Paul Spateri said, Josh, you didn't think we were going to let you guys win a league, did you? I thought maybe you guys might give us a chance. But you know what? If we're going to win our first one, let's win it against these guys.
Well, if we win this one, I'm done. I quit. I'm retired. I won't see you ever again, Greg.
No, I know that's not true. I know then you'll say, all right, now we're taking down the overall. So, get me on during the season. I'd love to be on with you guys, but I look forward to that. So, and you know what? I'm interested in the replies on Twitter to this concept too, you know? I mean, I think it'll be really good. So, look forward to it. All right?
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, Greg.
Thanks for your time.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you in Las Vegas. All right.
Yep. We'll see you later.
Absolutely.
All right. See ya. Bye, guys.
Bye.
You know, Mr. Spateri, I've been bragging on you all show, and then you get on here and say you're happy to treat us like the Bengals.
Spateri's drafting Bengals in every single draft.
I know.
He loves the Bengals.
He actually called me and asked me if I could send him a jersey from the pro shop. You know, he wants his own Burrow jersey. But Dan, 5 years ago, we go out to Vegas for the first time, and you're like, hey, there's Greg Ambrosius. I got to go up and talk to him. And you went up and talked to him, and honestly wouldn't have wouldn't have had any idea that we would be here. Theo Grimminger jumping in, Dan Williamson, Vaccaro, and Maddie, Nelson. Nelson's with FTN. Theo's with RotoWire now. We got Doc Roto. We got analysts in here. We got.
What's cool is a lot of these guys have been on not on our pod yet, but on Joe's pod and on Steve's pod. So a lot we've been talking about this for a long time. So it's going to be really easy to transition into the rest of the year. And we have a few first timers on here, but man, I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh boy.
Paul said something nice. Holy crap.
Well, hang on. We'll go to the nice comment.
Yeah.
Duke, ouch. A lot of low-hanging fruit in this lineup. All right. Duke's big time poker player. He put in he put in one of the comments one night. He plays cards in fantasy football for a living. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Somebody
put the other banner up there.
So yeah, August 12th, 9 p.m. We know we're going to be on our stream, and we've talked to several of the other guys. There should be at least 6 streams, 5, 6, 7 streams, as many as we can get going. The goal is to really have two sets of teams on each draft stream. So you got four guys there talking, which will be really fun because you kind of have to talk in code a little bit too.
Yeah. So we're going to as soon as I am able to make contact with the last couple of players that don't follow me on Twitter, we'll get the live streams locked down. We've already heard comments that they want to live stream it, so I just want to make sure that they're cool with it. Once they do that, we'll start sharing where the live streams will be, and then once KDS locks, then that's when we split up the who's going where on what live stream, because we want to avoid pick 1 and 2 being right beside each other and also on the same live stream. We want to kind of split it up a little bit, and and also create some good conversation for everybody. So it's just an absolute banger of a room, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to make for a lot of fun this season. I can't think. Dan, can you think of anything else that would make this any better?
I don't know, Josh. What would make this better?
Well, it is the tag team takedown. So they haven't shown up in the mail yet. But as you can see on the flyer there, Dan's got the wrestling belts. And so we've got wrestling belts coming. As soon as we get them in the mail, me and Dan, we're gonna get to hold these belts for at least 14 weeks this season.
I may not give mine up.
I might sleep in mine. I don't know yet. And then whoever the winner is, they get their belts, and so not that bragging rights wasn't enough, $1,500 isn't enough, and the possible chance at $300,000, but we wanted to add a little something in there from me and Dan, and you guys, you can wear your tag team belt in Vegas next year, whatever you want to do,
And it's something we would love to continue every year, the tradition. So those belts will get passed from year to year with all these legends, or hopefully us.
Yeah. So, guys, looking forward to it. Dan, I think this might be our longest pod that we've done. We're not marathon.
That was great.
We're not marathon guys. We don't go. We're not able to make it for 2 and 3 hours. We shoot for 45 minutes to an hour every week, and we're at 8:30 every Monday night until the season starts, and then we'll be. Stay tuned for when that will be. We're trying to figure out our schedule during the week between work and kids and fab and watching football. So.
I think next week we're going to shoot for a live stream if we can get one filled at the appropriate time. And also, don't forget Aces up tomorrow. Joe Carlton's got Matt and Paul on there as well. and then we'll have our round table Thursday. So make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah,
and tune in.
That's going to be tomorrow on the sports affiliation.
Oh, I'm going to be in the comments like
we may not even need to get in the comments. Go get your popcorn. Make sure it's the big bowl. Make sure it's got a lot of butter on there, because I got a feeling when we get Gamberg on there and we get Spiteri on there, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. They were firing back and forth in the chat last night in the live stream, and finally Spiteri said, "I'm not even putting your nonsense up on the screen." So
poor Joe won't even get a word in tomorrow night is my prediction. But
all right, well,
Josh, that's all I got. Great pod.
Absolutely. Prayers up to Eric Bieniemy's wife. A horrible thing that happened today. So prayers for their family, and prayers for all of our buddy, Big Frank Mamola. Hang in there, buddy. Keep getting better, and we'll see you soon.
All right. See everybody next week.